What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, baby? You know what time it is. This is the Bird Cage. You either get right or you get left. We got a special guest in the house tonight. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's the Bird Cage, baby. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Hey, man, you know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. I got to do this right, baby. You know what time it is, baby. We finally got an SU Jag in the house, dog. I'm pumped for this one. I'm letting you know right now. This is how we get down, baby. We've had many different HBCUs in the building, going from Winston-Salem State, North Carolina Central, St. Augustine, Florida A&M. We've had a couple of HBCUs in the building, but tonight is only right. We got to put the best in the building with these SU Jags, baby. But before we bring my guest onto the show, we got Mr. Graybeard in the building. What's good, Gray?
I see you in the school.
Oh, you already
right
see it,
now.
baby. You see, I'm already lit.
Here come the jukebox of the South. Oh,
hey, man,
boy.
Got to, dog. Got to. So getting back to it, man. Definitely. How you been doing, man?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm chilling right now. Weather's good. Hey, man, I'm good right now. Good spirit.
I'm gonna ask you one time. Are you ready for this draft that's supposed to be coming up, bro?
No, but I'm just all curious to know though. I am excited because I do think we're gonna be in for a surprise on that fateful night. So hey, let's get prepared for the next generation of Falcons.
I like your honesty with this here, but I got to keep it honest with the fans. We brought in a former, and this would make it even better for me. Like all this just fall into place for me. Finally, God, you know what? Won't He do it? Thank you, Jesus.
He will.
We got a former safety in the building. A safety. That's what I'm talking about. That's my bloodline right there, dog. And then what make it even better? He's a Southern University alum. SU, let's get it, man. We got our boy Jakobi Jones in the building, NFLPA representative and agent to the Stars. He's gonna be the next big one that's gonna hit the market. But guess what? While he's working on his craft, he definitely decided to take time away from what he was doing to spend with us tonight. So welcome into the cage for the first time. We got Mr. Jakobi Jones. What's going on, brother? Welcome to the cage, baby.
How y'all doing, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, we all right, man. You see his story right now. He got that school spirit going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Got the colors on SU, baby. And guess what? I'm sorry, Falcon fans, but I got to change it. Guess what? We going down to Baton Rouge tonight, baby. Home of the SU Jags. And my main partner right here, my guy, Jakobi Jones. Hey, I see you got a little something on your brim right there, 1911. That's a good year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You might want to tell the folks what you're a part of as well before we get started.
I already know.
Well, the one and only Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. You
Oh
feel what
boy.
I'm saying?
Hey,
You
we
feel
had
what I'm
one of your
saying?
fraternity brothers on here a couple of weeks ago with Coach William Billy Joe, who coached for FAMU, played in the NFL, was a rookie of the year in '63. Your fraternity brother is not only a college football Hall of Famer, his football card, his rookie card, literally just hit the market to where it's actually going for about $200 now. So Kappa Alpha Psi, shout out to you boys over there. Y'all doing
Yes,
big things.
sir.
And shout out to the rest of the D9 families. I'm sorry, shout out to the rest of the fraternities and sororities out here. D9 love, you know how we go. But you know, I got to show love. I got family that's Kappas, got some that's Qs, and got a few that's Sigmas, you know. But I'm not gonna speak on it or whatnot. But I just say this here. I like the hat, my boy. That's all I'm So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how did you get started in the football, and what got you into football and what got you into doing what you're doing now. But before we get to the now part, let's talk about your transition.
Uh, well, I'm from Kenner, Louisiana, right there, about 10 minutes, 15 minutes outside of New Orleans. Uh, I used to actually stay in New Orleans, like the actual inner city, uptown in Holly Grove. You know what I mean? But then I moved to Kenner. That's where I was raised at. That's where my friends, you know. I got into football. I tried to get into football in what that was 2005, but Katrina had hit. You know
Mm.
what I mean? So that kind of pushed the my plans back. So I got into football in 2006 when I was around. I think I was around like seven or eight when I first started playing football. And then I went to Archbishop Rummel. Shout out to Shavern Street. You know, we produced Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the NFL. That was one of my high school teammates. Christian Fulton. Um, he just signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? So like my school, we do a lot of big things as far as like producing guys. You know, some talent, and we got some more kids. We got some more kids coming out this year too in the NFL draft. So one of them might be go to the Saints, Falcons. You know, you never know. But good luck to those guys who I kind of watched grow up and whatnot. Like they were like freshmen, I want to say freshmen and eighth graders when I was a senior in high school. So those like my little brothers. So kudos to them on their journeys. You know what I mean? I wish them the best of luck as far as the draft goes. But yeah, man. So then I matriculated and went on to play football at Southern University from what 2017 to 2022 because of the COVID year. I got an extra year and whatnot. So I played for Dawson Odoms, Jason Rollins, uh, Eric Dooley. I played under
Ooh.
Trey Oliver, who's the head coach at North Carolina Central.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Coach Rollins. That's my guy, man. The DC at Grambling right now. Number love for him. I'm trying to figure out who else. Just shout out to a lot. I played under a lot of Coach Lionel Washington, Coach Speedy Washington. He in the Louisiana Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Like I definitely like learned a lot just about the game of football and life and being a man from him. Like that was a great addition to the Southern program. You know, like he poured into us and whatnot.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, man, I kind of on like maybe I'm only here. So like, I had this point of my career, I had two shoulder surgeries on each
Oh.
shoulder. You know what I mean? And then going into my final year, I tore it again in fall camp. But I just like decided it was my last year, so I was gonna play through it in 2022. So like that's kind of why like, I didn't really like pursue a career in the NFL. You know what I mean? I just didn't being honest with myself. I didn't think I was gonna pass the medicals. You know what I'm saying? Because like one of my shoulders has screws in it to this day. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So basically how I became like got into wanting to be an agent. I used to want to when I was an undergrad. I used to want to be like Stephen A. Smith. Like no lie, I used to want to be a sports analyst. You know what I mean? But it was literally halfway through undergrad. I uh, I didn't change my major because my major is mass communications, but I changed my concentration from broadcasting to public relations. And so when I got into public relations, I kind of wanted to move into like the agent side of things. Like, and I just seen like, you know, a lot of guys, a lot of black men, you know, they would choose to be white,
Hey,
and nothing
Jakobi,
wrong
you
with
mind
that. You know what
repeating
I
that?
mean?
You were
But
frozen. You were frozen, actually.
uh, you can hear me now.
Yeah,
Perfect now. Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, I just wanted to become an agent because like guys like Rich Paul and David with A1 athletes, man, those are two African Americans, man. Them like two of the best in the game. You know, you add them you when you mention Drew Rosenhaus, you gotta put them two names up there. You get what I'm saying? So like that motivated me to like want to keep it, you know, within the black community. You get what I'm saying? Like steer these young black men on the right paths. Cause like I said, they come from the same communities I come from, you know, where you see poverty, you see crime, you know, guys that you grew up with, they don't necessarily make it out like you did. You know what I mean? So just me wanting to help others, I always had a thing for that, you know, wanting to help others. So that's really got me into wanting to be an agent.
No, that's what's up. And when you really look at it, you know, you got to go back and you look back during my childhood. One of the big agents at the time was Tank Black back in the day.
yeah,
And Sterling Sharp, Vince Carter had so many guys. He was, you know, one of the first names that blew up at that time when you talk about agents. And then when you look at so many that have come before him that really didn't get the opportunities, but they were able to put guys in the perfect position. It was always beautiful, whatnot, to see that. And for you to go down this route to give young men opportunities and hope from the area that you grow up, it's always a beautiful thing. Now, I know some Alabama fans that are Falcon fans that are going to be pissed when they hear what you said earlier, and you talk about it or whatnot, and you said Jamar Chase, best in the league. Sorry, Bama fans, Devontae Smith is great. That's another Louisiana boy, but Chase on a whole nother level at this point. So,
Yeah, man.
take them
but
on now.
Devontae, you know, Smitty, Slim Reaper's nasty too now.
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
y'all
Nah, for
Louisiana
sure.
boys produce receivers, but what was your experience of going to the Southern University and also having the opportunity to thump Grambling in that Bayou Classic, baby? I just got to talk a little trash because I got a buddy of mine that's from Grambling that's watching right now. I'm not gonna name him, but he's still a little salty about that.
Uh, man, I owe a lot to Southern University. You get what I mean? Like they gave me an opportunity, and not only that, I got both of my degrees. I earned both of my degrees from Southern, my master's and my bachelor's. So man, it's nothing like the yard. It's nothing like the yard, man. Like I went on my official visit my senior year of high school, and I committed on spot. Like that Sunday, I remember it. Like I committed on spot. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I just it's a family atmosphere. Like it literally turns boys into men and girls into women. You know what I mean? Like is a you could go to any other school you want to, but like I can only speak from experience, man. Like Southern is a family atmosphere. Like I say, 8 times out of 10, you bound to find your significant other at Southern University. You get what I'm saying? Like the women are beautiful at Southern. The food is amazing in the calf. You know what I mean? Shout out my guy Tony. Get the Tony burgers. You know, nothing like red bean Monday and Mayberry. Fried fish Friday. You know what I mean? Like you just took me back a little minute. You get what I mean?
Man,
But
so you gonna get me in trouble. See, you talking about the women at Southern University. My mom is watching right now, and Coach Odom's. So around the time I told you a while back or whatnot, I got injured, a while ago, and then I played semi-pro, and I just kind of had to give up the ghost. And I understand that when you were
yeah,
talking about your shoulder, and the day I had to give up the ghost at that doctor's office, I come home. There's a letter in my house. Placing my pro, my coach set it up. It was a assistant coach you guys had. Well, he ended up leaving Southern. Matter of fact, after 2 years, he ended up sending me a letter asking me to come down and try out for Southern. So for me, it was crushing because I was angry when I went to the military. I'm not even gonna lie to you because all I thought about was, man, I could be in the Bayou Classic. And ironically, I had Thanksgiving Day, I had to work. Bayou Classic was on. I'm sitting in the mess deck, pissed, pissed. But then I sat back and think about it where God does everything for a reason. And I don't, like I said, I wouldn't be right here doing this right now if God wouldn't have provided me that opportunity to go to the military, network, meet people, and just come around. And now with what we are doing and me to meet you, it is near and dear to my heart, bro. When you talk about the side of Southern that people don't understand, and even if you get an opportunity to you let folks know, like, look, I was recruited here, I was gonna come here, but I didn't. Man, they still show you love. So you know what I mean. That
Yeah, for
family
sure.
atmosphere is the truth, and Southern's had a bunch of amazing football players to come out of Southern. I stand on that. From
Yeah, nah, for sure. For
from
sure.
Mel Blunt to Aeneas Williams, your fraternity brother.
Yeah.
You know, Isaiah Robertson. I mean, so many guys have come out of Southern, and then looking at you going into the agent field. How does it feel from playing in that Bayou Classic to where everybody knows it's not just bragging rights, it's a way of life. If you win that game, the rest of the school year is gravy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You lose that game, you miserable because you got to hear from them folks up there in that other school.
Yeah, nah,
So
for sure.
what was it for you and the motivating force for you every day as a player to just come in, hustle, and just bust your tail, and for you to be on the field at a historic program like Southern? What did it mean to you to be able to play in these tough rivalry games that mean so much to so many?
I think just coming in every day to work was like pretty easy for me because I love the game of football. You know what I mean? Like when I got to Southern, it wasn't no NIL. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you were playing because like you love the game of football. You know what I mean? So like that motivated me tremendously. Like it was times where like I went in as a freshman and I played like the second game of the season. Like one of our safeties, Trey Epstein, had got into like a car accident the week we played like Southern Miss. I'm third string after fall camp. Like I'm a freshman. Like that week they like you playing this week. Like mind you, I'm 18 years old. I still have a high school body. Like, but I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I made the most of my moment. You know what I mean? But to your point, speaking on like planning those rivalries and things like that, man, it's nothing like it. Like the only thing I could compare to like the Bayou Classic was that game we played against LSU, and still even then, like that dome is so crazy. Like it's literally bragging rights on the line. You know what I mean? Like you just know you got all your homeboys at the crib watching. You know what I'm saying? Especially me being from the 504. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody tuned in. Everybody trying to see what you gonna do. You get what I mean? But like, man, those rivalries are crazy because like the Bayou Classic, like that determines a lot of times if coaches get fired, if you go into the SWAC championship or not. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But yeah, man, like Jackson State, the Boombox Classic, that was always a that was always a good game. Like especially like I remember, even though it was during like kind of like post COVID, that 2021 spring year when we played Jackson State, like that was Dion first spring at Jackson State, and like we wanted to make a statement, like
And y'all definitely did. I
yeah,
loved it.
we
Every
put
bit
that
of
belt on them, we put that belt on them on
it.
ESPN.
BBA. Yes.
BTA.
Yeah, we we put that belt on them for sure. You know what I mean? But like kudos to them. You know they turned it around once Shadur got there, and I think I lost to them like three times after that. I want to say like
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I lost to them like three times after that. But man, it was just so many good games, like dog fights. I'm talking about Alabama. What that was 2019, like Alabama A&M. It came down to the current DN's coach at Grambling right now, my boy Jalen Ivey. He was one of my teammates at Southern. He got the game winning sack. You know what I mean? It's moments like that, like them type of games where like You can't get that at no other FCS school. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect, but you can't get that at a South Dakota, a North Dakota, a Nickel State, a Southeastern, a Northwestern State.
Talk your talk, man.
Like you
Look,
not like if you look at the average attendance of like FCS teams, Southern and Jackson State are always like top 10. You know
yep,
what I mean? Like we love our football down south. So, like the swag is like, man, the swag is a great conference, man. I played with some great dudes. I played against some great dudes. You know what I mean? Like got a chance to play against Travis Hunter his first year. I played with one of my closest friends still to this day, Jatari Carter. He played left tackle for us at Southern.
hmm
Danny Johnson. He gave us when I was a freshman. That was the leader of the team. He was a senior. Like all these scouts coming to see him. Like he made us believe that like you could really go to the NFL from Southern. Like, you know what I mean? So
yep.
man, them SWAC games is crazy, man. Like you see some crazy talent. You know what I mean? Like you see some real, like they got some dogs in the SWAC, especially in the rivalry games, man. Like 'cause a lot of times, a lot of us know each other. You know what I mean? Like when Jackson State, they had Warren Newman. He's from New Orleans. He went to Endicott. So like I know
Nugget.
him. We both from the same place. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
so it makes it even better. Like we all know each other. So, but yeah, man, them games were crazy. Like I said, Bayou Classic, that that could get you fired as a coach, and it's happened. It's happened before. You know.
Man, right now we currently got a coach that was on Grambling side. Literally was on Grambling
Yeah.
side. He's coaching now.
Yeah.
So again, when you say how crazy that rivalry is and how ironic it is, it's just nothing can compare to it. So shout out to the Bayou Classic, and I'm gonna give you this. My favorite Atlanta Falcon right now is Kadero Hodge. I've always been talking about him, even when he was just a special teamer during the time under Arthur Smith. He was a guy that I talked heavy about because he came out of Alcorn State. He started off at Alcorn State and then ended up at Prairie View A&M. So
Yeah.
for him to get out and make it as he's done, and now that he's got a contract that's signed or whatnot, he made his money last year. So I always will advocate, and I talk trash about Grambling and all these other schools, but the one thing that we do here in the Birdcage, we love our Georgia Bulldogs and everything. But if I got to give up if I got to give up my dog, I'm keeping these SU Jags, because at the end of the day, you got to understand it's bigger than just the game. It's the fact that HBCUs give young men like Jakobi opportunities. So when we advocate for HBCUs on this show, we make sure that we're going to always give them their flowers and give them their love, because these kids work just as hard, and not even really 10 times harder than some of these kids at these PWIs.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt, no doubt.
So getting back to you, getting into your career of being an agent. I know Graybeard had something for you with that one.
Man, just hearing about your legacy that you left at Southern University, man, just make me proud, man. I just want to say congratulations, man, and don't let up, man. Always keep grinding. But now
No.
that you're into the sport agent field, man, it's just the question I have is, what do people mistake get wrong about sport agents? They don't understand that life and the competition that y'all have, because it's a dog eat dog type of field that you're in.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Tell me about it, man. Bro, this probably like I'm built for it. Like, but I'll put it straight like that. I'm built for it, but it's tough. You know what I mean? Like it's competitive. Like if you're a guy like me, if you're not with a big agency, you gotta compete with them guys. You know what I mean? They throwing cash at families so they can sign with them. This, that, and the third coming out of college, and it's like I was raised on morals. You know what I mean? So like I tell them straight up, even if I had 40K to throw at you, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not. Like I'm not about to buy you. It got to be genuine. You know what I mean? But it's competitive. It's so competitive. Like I said, we all trying to get the top guys. You know what I mean? Because you, as an NFL agent, I can't speak for all the other leagues, but as an NFL agent, you have to negotiate at least one contract every 3 years. You know what I mean? All your certification is gone. You got to retake the test, repay the money, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? So I think like people, I think they misconstrue like what goes into it. You know what I mean? Like me going to the NFL Combine this year, like I seen like the Drew Rosenhaus, like I seen them in person. You know what I mean? Like, and I see what goes into it. Like you got to be dedicated 24/7. Like this is your full-time job. You know what I mean? But I think like the biggest thing that people get wrong about agents, and I'm not gonna say I can't necessarily say the biggest thing, but a lot of people is that like people don't need them. You know what I'm not? And they like predators. You know what I mean? Like they just trying to take your money, this, that, and the third. And it's that is the case with some. Don't get me wrong. That is the case with some. But I'm a morally correct guy. You know what I mean? I got morals. So like I tell guys all the time, man, like if you don't even go to the NFL, bro, like I'll make sure you do whatever I can to like whatever your degree in your field, I'll try to put you with the right people to make some shape. You know what I mean? So it's not like I guess that's the biggest thing as far as that, and it's like I feel like people they underestimate the importance of an agent. Cause that could be the difference between you getting life changing money. You know what I mean? That's why you see so many guys when it's a contract year for them, either before or after that year, they switch agents because it's that important. You know what I mean? Like if he know what he doing, or if he don't know what he doing, that can make the difference in how much money you get guaranteed. You know what I mean? What type of deal you plan on? Like you see it all the time, guys switch agents in the off season. There's a reason why they do that, but the average NFL fan, they might not pay attention to that. But us as agents, we pay attention to that. You know what I mean? Like you got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's, cause like you can get rid of him and he can get rid of you. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Man, cause I always knew being an agent was tough, but for what you're describing, man, I never knew it. I know it's like gladiators, man. You trying to
Yeah,
get the best, and or you trying to be the best, so you can be that household name to get other athletes to come aboard. Because I know with Clutch Sports, whatever, I know how he got in, man. He, of course, I mean, you had a gift. His name was LeBron James, but still, you still had to put your name out there and whatever to get that type of talent. But you coming from where your standpoint is, you built on morals, you build on discipline, you want to see, even if that athlete doesn't make it to the NFL, you still
yeah.
got a degree so you can make something for yourself, and that's not always highlighted in today's market.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nah, for sure. I can't speak on it too much, but I got some stuff cooking up with some guys. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right, 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 right.
I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work, and like, hey man, it's gonna come sooner or later. I know, cause I trust in the Lord, and I'm doing the work. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. I do the work. I don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You know, like
Yes, sir.
you might get 100 no's. Like you got to be ready to take 100 no's in this business. Like you gonna get no's. You get
Yep.
what I'm saying? You just got to make the most out of the yes. That's all it is to it.
So when you get into negotiating and you get into contracts with teams and ownership, how does it play out behind closed doors? Because a lot of fans always say, but they need to hurry up and get this deal done, but they don't understand the intricacies of negotiating a contract. What goes into negotiating a contract, and what is that process, and how stressful can it be for you?
It could be very stressful because like it's you got to be meticulous. You know what I mean? Like you have to have lawyers look over it. The NFLPA they want you to send a contract over so they can look over it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot that goes into it, and you don't want to rush it because teams may put clauses or something in there that may affect your player. You know what I mean? And you also at the same time you want your player to have full knowledge of what's in their contract. You get what I'm saying? The do's and the don'ts and this, that, and the third. Because a lot of times, guys that get fined for something and they don't know where it came from. You know what I mean? Like just educating your players this on that, and then sometimes it also the agents you want to use certain things for leverage. as far as testing the market and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you may wait till another guy gets paid to see what he got paid if you know your guy's worth more than him. You know what I mean? Like for example, every time somebody gets a big contract, whoever's in that position that has another great year and is due for a big payday, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna break that. You know what I mean? For example, I just using Jamar. Jamar got I can't remember I want to say he got maybe like 45 M's a year. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
something like that.
So like, am I just looking at the NFL the way it is right now? Like the next guy to probably get that might be might be like Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna break that. If he got 45, they probably gonna get 47. And it might be somebody before them, but I just know he just had a phenomenal rookie year. You know what I mean? But it might be another receiver that I'm just can't think of off the top of my head who may be due for a contract soon, who's still on a rookie deal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically what goes into it, man. You just want to look over all the details of the contract carefully. You know what I mean? They all basically say for the most part, have the same things. The basis is the same for all of them. But like I said, some players have different things, like they have different incentives and whatnot that affects them how much money they actually get paid.
So with now, most folks don't know that you also were in the music promoting bit one way with Lil Wayne and Young, pretty much on the road being an A&R.
I
That
can't,
time in the
I can't,
music
hold
business.
on, I couldn't hear you. You was cutting out.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
was
you're
cut,
cutting out.
How about now? Can you guys hear me?
Mm-mm.
still cutting out.
Hold up. Let me step. Steam yard is being yard. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Go ahead, Graybeard.
My question be because some fans don't realize the difference between the overall contract and guaranteed money. They just
Mhm.
think, okay, if he getting like 150 million, he getting
Uh huh.
150 million. The only way you get 150 million if they can 150 million fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because
Like
sometimes
you.
they go ahead.
I was just gonna say that. Like just doing like you gonna have your base salary
Right,
and then you'll have your bonus. So like let's see if my math is correct. So say you sign a say you sign a 4 year deal. Say you sign a 4 year deal worth 100 million and you got a $20 million signing bonus. So what you'll do is so as soon as you sign for that contract, they'll wire. You got the 20 million right there. You know, you do whatever with that. You got the 20 million. So you still got 80 million left over for the rest of the contract. So then that's when you prorate the 80 million per year. So you'll get 20 this year, 20 next year, 20, and then 20. You know what I mean? And then sometimes on smaller contracts, guys may have a deal for like they might have a deal for like 2 years. They may have a deal for like 2 years worth up to 16 million, but they get 10 million guaranteed. You know what I mean? And but
right.
they can earn up to the extra 6 million by incentives. You know what I mean? Per year. So that's how like it's not just fully guaranteed. Like some contracts, like for it to be fully guaranteed, it has to be guaranteed for signing, injury, and workout. Those three things have to take place. You know what I mean? Like for it to be fully guaranteed. So whether they get hurt or not, they get that money. This, that, and the third.
Yeah, prime example, Deshaun Watson. He got
Yeah,
fully guaranteed money.
yeah. Like they can't. Yeah,
So I wanted to ask you this. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you
yeah. I
good.
get you.
So you had a lot of folks really don't understand that you also were in the music business at one point with helping promote A&R and different things of that sort with Young Money, correct?
No, I did like an internship with him with
Well,
the agent.
internship, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So with your internship with Young Money, you might as well say you was an A&R without being paid doing all the rodeo work. But how did that experience prepare you for getting into this business that you're in right now with doing leg work? How did that help you? How did that help prepare you for this?
The thing with Young Money was like it was like an academy, like an agent academy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, basically preparing you for like what you do now, what I do now. You know what I mean? But it was definitely beneficial. Like we had like one time they had Drake Kirkpatrick come talk to us on there. You know what I mean? And they had other guys as well. But like I just remember that conversation vividly with him. And basically, like I don't know if you guys like pay attention to it much, but I want to say one of Young Money's clients, Darian Mensah, the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback at Duke, he has like the highest NIL deal right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
You get what I'm
ridiculous.
saying?
Yeah,
So
we
like,
definitely heard about them.
basically just teach you like the ins and outs of the business, negotiation tactics and whatnot. Um, just to just help you succeed. You know what I mean? And then just getting the opportunity to be around a big agency such as Young Money. You know what I mean? Like getting a personal relationship with those guys, getting those guys on social media, those guys' phone numbers, those guys' contacts. You know what I mean? So I could always just double back and rely on that if I need help. Like for example, one of them, he sent me some study material when I was studying for the actual exam. You know what I mean? Like some guys had to pay for that type of stuff. But me, I had a first-hand relationship because I was in the academy, and so he gave it to me for free. You know what I mean? So it was definitely beneficial.
Nice, nice, nice.
Mm. Okay. And so now when we look at the NIL, we're looking at how you're working through NFL contracts. You've spoken on the percentages that you get from payments or whatnot. Um, when you look at NIL, how is that affecting sports agents at this point right now when it comes to being able to negotiate and you're dealing with collegiate athletes now opposed to just professional athletes? How is that juggling both both sides of the game, the amateur sports and the professional sports? How are you able to juggle that and do it effectively?
Um, I think it kind of goes hand in hand. You know what I mean? Because like you got to start. You know, you got to really start early recruiting these guys if you want to represent them in the NFL. You have to start at college. You know what I think? But my biggest like disagreement with NIL right now is a bunch of quote unquote NIL agents running around. You know what I mean? And they're not certified to do none of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can literally call somebody that's sitting at home off the couch and say, "Hey, you're an NIL agent now. Go talk to this school on behalf of this kid." You know what I mean? So I think that's like the biggest. That's I ain't gonna say the biggest, but I think that's like one of the major things that college coaches themselves have a problem with. You know what I mean? Like they dealing with parents, like the Nico situation. You get what I mean?
Ooh,
So like, it's kind
speak
of
on it, sir.
it's hard to balance because you're dealing with so many egos, even as an agent. Like that's what you hired me for. Like let me do my job. You know what I mean? But then you have these parents. Like you'll be surprised, man. Like a lot of these parents are money hungry. You know what I mean? Like they think they can determine what their child is worth. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, they kind of ruin it for the child. You know what I mean? They kind of ruin it for the child. So it's like, man, they have to do something. I'm all for kids getting paid. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for it, but it's like everybody says it's the wild wild west right now. You know, like you need a market value because you can't get mad at a kid if he thinks he's worth 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no
Mm.
market. There's no market. Like who's to say he's not? You? He's going to tell you he is. You get what I mean? So like you have to kind of like the NFL, you have a market to it. Like okay, you know how much the top quarterback is getting paid per year, and everybody else deals falls under that. You know what I mean? But if they don't do nothing about that, then hey, you're gonna have guys asking for crazy figures that they think they're worth. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? Especially you got outsiders and this, that, and the third in their ear telling them, I think you could get this, I think you could get that. You know what I mean? But like I tell kids all the time, man, the main thing you need to worry about is ball. You gotta worry about ball, man. Put your head down, go to work. Cause hey, like I seen on a Cam Newton podcast the other day. He was talking about the Nico situation, and he was like, "Man, the money you make right now, you're not even gonna have that money still when you're 30." You know what I mean? Like that's just something so you can live comfortably in college, but it's not life changing money, no matter how much you get paid, because you gotta pay taxes on it, and you're gonna blow through it. You know what I mean?
And the
He ain't
crazy
lying.
part about yeah, and the crazy part about Nico is this. When you talk about the money that he had, he's going back to California now, where he's from. The money's going to be taxed even more. Tennessee, he didn't have to worry about state taxes. He would have had a lot more money if he'd have been in that situation. And like you said, the thing that really hurts a lot of kids, parents. Sometimes it's parents that hurt kids. Now, there was an interview recently that Nico's dad took with the young lady. They spoke with her, and they had the young lady on Sirius Satellite Radio this morning with Dusty Dvorak and Danny Cannell, and they were speaking on it. She asked him, they were showing videos and everything about Nico being very helpful in this community and doing different things. And she said, no, he's a great kid. He's not the problem. You are the problem. And when she said, how do you feel where people are saying that you're the problem and you're messing this up? And being a father, as he said, you know what? I haven't steered him wrong. I haven't steered him wrong yet in his life. And people also got to remember the Polynesian culture, that culture that he comes from, they literally listen to their parents. And they are, no matter what it said, if you notice, Nico's never said anything.
Yeah.
Nico's been quiet the whole time.
Oh yeah.
So when you look at that, his dad is running the show, pretty much. Panay Sewell's dad did the same thing. All these young men who were in situations are still following strong guidance from their fathers. And that's just how their culture is. You know what I'm saying? So we also have to understand that part too. But Nico, I hate that he's gonna probably end up being a martyr because of the situation.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about dealing with parents in this situation? Because you're gonna come across some parents like that, like Nico's dad. Jaden Daniels' mom is another one who definitely is doing the same thing as well. What is it like for you when you're hired and you have to deal with parents that have egos, and some of these parents are still trying to live through their children? They want to live their dream.
Um. Just like I don't, me personally, I think the Nico and Jaden Daniels situation are completely different. You know what I mean? Like I understand where she's coming from as a mother. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like she's a woman herself. You get what I'm saying? Like she's literally saying what we all think. You know what I mean? Like there are young ladies out here who are literally, you know, yeah, they see dollar signs. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. Like I don't see nothing wrong with her. And as far as the Nico situation, like also like Cam Newton said, like even though that's your pops, have you been in this predicament before?
No.
Have you had this type of money before? That's
Mm-hmm.
why I respect Dion. You know what I mean? Like they try to say he this, that, and the third. Like him and LeVar Ball. You know what they used to say LeVar Ball was crazy. They used to
Nope.
say he was crazy. He has all three of his boys are successful. You know what I mean? So I think you have to kind of like draw a fine line in between. And
Nico comes from
sometimes,
money.
yeah,
Nico comes from money though. It's not like he was never hurting for money because his parents actually are well off in California. So he does come from money.
but nah, this what I'm saying though. When in his life has his dad ever negotiated anything else?
Never happened.
He's never. You can come from money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You didn't see money
Agreed.
before,
He
but you
never
never
negotiated
negotiate.
in that room with those managers, those
Once
general
again,
managers.
once again, that goes back to my point of guys needing to be
Mhm.
certified. You know what I mean? Like the NFL, you have to be certified to negotiate contracts. You know what I mean? Or you get situations like this. But honestly, man, like I said, like I told you, I have core principles and values. So like if I just feel like I can't deal with the parent, You know what I mean? Like, of course, that's your child. You know, you're supposed to be protective of them. Like, I'm 26 years old. My mom's still protective of me. Like, I'm always be her baby. You know what I mean? But like, I just kind of like, oftentimes I just like choose not to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I just remove myself from the situation. Like, good luck to you and the rest of the fam on what y'all got going. But I have to remove myself from the situation because I can't lose my morals and principles just to get money off this kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do what's best for him, and you think you know
Agreed.
what's best for him. So good luck with that. Like, I wish y'all the best. Like, there's never no hard feelings about it, ever.
No, it's a business, but to this
It's morals over
NIL,
money, dog. It's
yeah,
morals over money, Jacoby. I
always.
respect.
I think the NIL. I think whenever the NIL was getting developed, I didn't. They didn't think about the long haul. They just thought, okay, let's just throw money at these kids or whatever, and that should be able to fix all the problems. But now you just don't understand. When you mix ego with use, it's like a ticking time bomb and going to explode.
Yeah,
So I
We've
just
all
think the
been there
market
before.
value is just there was never a market value in college.
yeah.
Nope.
And in my opinion, to you, Jacoby, do you think that we should have held off on the NIL for a couple more years until there was a little bit more fine tuning, or it was just bound to happen regardless?
Um, it was bound to happen regardless because the schools, the smaller schools who weren't getting the bigger guys, they were gonna speak out against it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, they was giving under the table money since way back when. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like they've been giving under the table money since way back when. So I think it was bound to happen regardless. You know what I mean? So it was like I said, it's not a bad thing. Like kids should get paid, but it has to be some type of system, some type of
Mm-hmm.
structure. You know what I
Thanks.
mean? Or it's gonna be crazy, which it is already crazy. Like
Oh,
I know
crazy.
probably as soon as I get off this interview, my phone gonna have so many messages for kids, maybe their parents, coaches getting back to me and whatnot. So yeah, it's already crazy for real.
How do how do you feel now? We were speaking on the parents and everything. Now with the stresses of the combine, and now you got the draft coming up, and then you're gonna have and then you just had the transfer portal open up. Yes, really yesterday.
Yeah.
So with all of this going on, how do you manage how do you manage both leagues at this crucial time, and what do you do to prepare yourself mentally to grind this out and really get through these next couple of weeks and really the off season at this point, because this seems like this is the beginning of the race for you.
Uh, well, I really don't think it's no time to relax right now. You know what I mean? Like it's full
Mm-hmm.
throttle at this point. Like it's no time to. You got what the draft will be. You got
Next week.
draft is next week. Then it's mini camp the week after that. Transfer portal open right now. So like for the next 3.5 weeks is full go mode. Then when the summer come, you can relax. Like you know what I mean. Like you can relax for a couple weeks or whatever the case may be. Then pick it up. Cause then you gotta get ready for college. You know what I mean. Start looking at the guys for next year's, making sure whatever current guys you got in the NFL right now are good. You know what I mean. If they get cut or something, trying to find them another team or whatnot. So you just gotta take it one day at a time, man. You you gotta be where your feet are. You know what I mean? Like literally take it one day at a time.
What's the biggest disappointment that you've experienced in this life of being an agent at this point?
Mm.
Uh, man, just guys that I thought were gonna sign with me because I personally knew them. You know what I mean? But like that's
Mm-hmm.
part of the business economy. Like it's like wow, I think I would have probably had your best interest in heart in mind because I really know you. You know what I mean? But obviously, them and their parents or whoever helped them make the decision, they thought it was best for them to go in a different way, and I respect it. You know what I mean? It just that's just probably been the hardest thing. Like it's a as you go through it, not only that, and you also learn that like a lot of kids. don't know how to be men about situations. You know what I mean? Like they still growing. So like if you get a job offer, you gonna even if you decline, you gonna tell them. You know what I mean? You're not just gonna go ghost or MIA on them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Any other questions you got for him, Graybeard?
Uh, for me, where do you see yourself within the next 5 years in this sports agency world?
Ooh, the next 5 years, honestly, honestly, I'm gonna be one of the hottest in the game.
There you go. That's all I wanted to know.
I'm gonna be one of the hottest in the game. Like for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Like I I
Here's the
know it's
question:
coming.
would you limit yourself to just athletes, or would you actually hook up media entertainment personalities as well, and you represent them too?
Oh man, I do it all. I do it all. You can't put yourself in a box. Never that.
Hmm.
You can't put yourself in a box like you. I'm always open to ideas. You know what I mean?
I like
I'm
that.
always
Might
open to innovation. Always.
I'm speaking this into existence. I'm gonna need you one day, bro.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna meet at the top, man. Hey, just don't forget about me when you make it, man. Just don't forget
You
about me
might
when you
know
make it.
you not hearing me. I'm gonna need you as an agent, sir.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I like
Man,
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I'm
Love it.
speaking this into existence, man. Not just myself, the magnificent Birdcage crew as well. So we definitely one day when we make it, man, we're gonna definitely need you to help us on that business side of the game or whatnot with negotiating contracts, setting things up, interviews, so many other things that we definitely need in the game because let's be honest, like you said earlier at the beginning of the broadcast, you do have to keep everything you do want to keep everything within the community, but at the same time, business is
Hmm.
business. But for someone who actually has someone's best interest at this time, I look for folks that have morals over cash. Now the cash is gonna come. If you work your
Yeah,
tail off, the cash is gonna come. And I'm not looking for a
for
quick
sure.
dollar. I'm looking for the long-term game.
Fact.
I like the long game. I don't like the short game. Like a lot of guys
Yeah,
want that quick money right now. Let me get this long money. I might be pissed at the beginning, but let me get the long money. And
I'll be
I feel
happy
like
at
you
the
do
end.
that. And I feel like you do that for a lot of your clients. And I really hope that they understand that you do have their best interest, bro.
yeah, nah, for sure. Like I come across good people. It's just the energy you put out. You know what I mean? Like the energy you put out is going what you gonna get back. So I try to put out good energy.
But the best part about it, you a Southern Jaguar. This is the best part about it. You
There
get
you go.
somebody from a school that you love, and you're able to just literally have a piece of that with you. So for me, it's always gonna be love on this end because like I said, I'm always supporting the small guy, the little guy that moves up in the totem pole. I'm always gonna do that.
Yeah,
You always talk about like the mom and pop shops. I'm always gonna support the mom and pop shops or whatnot because that's the heartbeat of the community. That's the foundation. And right now you're building your foundation, and the way that you're going, you're literally to me, I feel like this. I feel like you're going to be better than Drew Rosenhaus, Tank Black, and your idol. I feel like you're probably with your mindset and the drive. Once you get that one, all you need is one opportunity.
yeah,
Hmm.
I can see you being not only the best in football, I can see you being an agent for multiple sports. Football is your specialty, but I can see you
yeah,
doing multiple sports: baseball, hockey, tennis, all those, hell, NASCAR. Again, we got to start, like I said, we got to start looking outside of just the sports that we
yeah,
know
yeah.
and
No,
really
for
start
sure.
looking to get money in every sport. So don't
Oh
just
yeah.
limit yourself to football and basketball, man. So you got a whole sports world.
Yeah, no, for
That's
sure, man. Like I can tell you right now, just mark my words. I'm gonna be a problem to be reckoned with. I ain't gonna talk too much more about it, but you will see
No,
over the
it's
next few years.
it's not you talking about it, it's you speaking it into existence. And the fact that you have that confidence is what I and this is what I respect. And we say it here in the Birdcage all the time. The slogan is, you read it right up under my title. You either get right or you get left. Right now, you getting right. So everybody that's not on your level is about to get left. So continue to keep putting in that work, young brother. Seriously.
Oh yeah, always.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, fellas.
We got to catch them. Hey, we got to get to the Bayou Classic, man. We got to set it up, man.
Man, come on down here, man. Come on.
Got to get some of that good old. Got to get some of that good old gumbo and some beignets and some good old spicy crawfish.
Oh yeah,
man. Got to.
Man, that gumbo.
Oh yeah, nah, for real.
So lastly, in the last part, we're gonna have a little fun with this segment right here. What are some of your favorite things to do in your off time, and what are some of your favorite dishes that you grew up eating and that you still indulge in today?
My favorite things to do are, I still go work out. I'm a big game guy. I still play the game. I love NCAA. I love it. Watching movies. I love watching movies and series. You know, different types of movies and series. And then my favorite food, my favorite dish of all time will always be corn and rice with some smoked sausage in it.
My man.
Keep it. Look,
people call that a poor man's dish. That is a banquet right there in Louisiana. Trust.
Man, a poor man dish.
Wait a minute. Regular smoked sausages, connector sausages, or boudins?
Smoked sausage.
There you
go. Okay. I got to ask about the boudins, man. That's legendary right there, you know.
Yeah, nah. And then I say probably I'm a big steak and potato guy. I love steak and potatoes.
You know what? Not only did you play the right position on the football field and went to the right school, you got great taste in cuisine. I rock with you, my guy. See, Scoop, we got to shout out to our boy Scoop, because Scoop set this up. Thank you, Scoop. I know you're working right now, man. Definitely appreciate you. Our guy Cinque Mentor, better known as the Black Wall Street Journal. We call him Scoop. You know, he definitely played a part in this, and he was like, man, you got to get it. He said, when you get him on, man, he said he pretty much got that same type of drive like you. Now, those were his words, and I just kind of chuckled. I was like, I said, okay. I said, I don't have no problem with talking to him, because I'm always about supporting HBCUs, and my thing is I'm always going to put my money where my mouth is when it comes to that. And for you to be a product of a legendary HBCU that's been around, because there's many great institutions out there, but it's an honor to be able to talk to a future mogul in this agency game.
Yes, sir.
Not an agent, a mogul, sir.
Nah, for sure. I definitely appreciate y'all for having me on, fellas. Like, nothing but sincere gratitude, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your insight. I just got one question for you. We're talking about the draft pick week, man. Who's your first 4 draft pick?
My first 4?
First 4.
You gotta go. It's in no order.
Yeah.
That's easy though. Like, it's no order, but you gotta go Cam, Shedeur, Travis, Abdul Carter. That's the first 4.
Abdul Carter. Okay.
He wouldn't have Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter.
I
like
can.
That.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'll be my top 4. Them 4 guys.
I'm not even going to ask who your favorite football team was growing up, because see, I started mutiny on this page. I already know this.
Don't do it.
I started mutiny on this page if I say that. Now, we've been good this whole time, so you know what? I'm going to leave that question out.
Please.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
He a 504 boy, so enough said. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, don't do it.
We ain't gonna do that up in here. We peaceful right now. Cause see, I take all this southern stuff down and put up that bird stuff real quick. You know I got to cut up with you, man. Got to have a little fun.
Hey,
So we're gonna have a draft show next Thursday. You know how the Birdcage does it. We're gonna have our annual draft show. You are now. See, I got my auntie in the chat talking trash, talking about I ain't mad. I know you ain't mad. I ain't gonna put you out there like that. But you and them thinking you know what can kick rocks.
Keep the
Now,
peace.
see, we trying to be peaceful. You want to start
Keep
mess.
the
This
peace.
why I don't like. This why I don't like my auntie now. I love my auntie, but I don't like my auntie when she like to start stuff. She went to Southern University, by the way. She used to high jump at SU.
She knows something. She knows something.
She knows something. That's about the only thing she know, and about the only thing she got good about her. She ain't nothing but trouble.
Leave AT
I
alone,
love you,
man.
auntie, but you held a night starting that mess in the chat. That's my girl, though. Let me stop because my mama gonna call me and fuss at me. I'll be sitting there talking about my sister online.
Facts.
Yeah, but man, we definitely appreciate you coming through. We love for you. I know you're gonna be busy on draft night, so I'm not worried about it. But maybe after the draft, we're gonna be doing draft evaluations of players that are gonna be coming here. We definitely would love for you to come back. And you and I talked about it off the record, but I'd love for you to come back when you get some time and kind of help us break down the Falcons draft from a agent perspective, so we can actually have a little bit more knowledge on how this process is going to play out for these guys that are going to be coming in, sir.
No, for sure. Most definitely.
Definitely appreciate you. We thank you. I know you got to get back to your phone, catch up with your clients or whatnot. We thank you for giving us an hour of your time tonight, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all guys, man. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah,
yes,
too,
sir.
man.
We'll definitely catch you on the next one. Hey, man, that was Mr. Jakobi Jones or whatnot. Definitely one of the up-and-coming stars when it comes to the game of negotiating contracts. You know, it's a beautiful thing to see a young man that's doing great things right now, and it's just amazing that he turned from being on the gridiron to being in the boardrooms talking to these same people that he was trying to get contracts with as a ball player.
Yeah.
That takes a lot to walk away from the game. And for my athletes out here, if you're an athlete in any sport and you walk away from the game, it's tough. But when you find another avenue to be a part of it, it's still tough because you miss those days on the grind and playing. But then you realize that you have an impact in many other avenues, and you get to use other talents without physically wearing your body down as well. This game is unforgiving. He said at the beginning of the interview, he has screws still in his shoulder. And I can attest for 2 torn ACLs or whatnot. So I know the aftermath. Like, people don't understand. After you're done playing, you rehab, you stop playing, you get arthritis. You have physical problems later in life. But that's a part of it. You sign up for it, you know what the risks are. And you know that you're gonna have aches and pains when you get old.
No doubt.
Shoot. But anywho, Graybeard, I definitely appreciate you coming through tonight.
Always, my guy. Always.
You know, I definitely enjoyed it. We got this draft show coming up. You know, I got some stuff I'm cooking up. I'm gonna pass your way soon. But we got some stuff we cooking up and whatnot for this draft show. And the fans, we're gonna probably have a segment during the draft. We're gonna let you guys come through. It's gonna be we're gonna have limits on it or whatnot, because we ain't gonna have people rambling. No, we ain't doing it. We're gonna have time limits or whatnot for this, because we're gonna have to cover the draft, and it's a lot of things we're gonna have to get to. But we want you guys to be a part of it this time, so we'll have a link for that. So we definitely appreciate you guys for stopping through and giving us time tonight. So
yeah,
be on the lookout for, like I say, more bumper to bumpers when we get the time for it, and then draft show coming up, and then we have more guests coming up, future guests. Mr. Ali Johnson, who played for the Atlanta Hawks back in the day in the 70s, and then we also have Atlanta native and former Seattle Supersonic, Mr. Dale Ellis, also coming through too, and a few other folks that we got coming through during this offseason. You don't want to miss out. So please, please, please tune in every week. We got you covered, man. So for myself, the historian, my man Graybeard, and the magnificent Birdcage crew, we'll see you guys next week. So as we like to say, you either get right or you get left. We'll catch you later. Ghosts.
Peace.